So good evening, everyone. I would love to welcome you on another session of our art incubator. Today is going to be a very exciting topic, and I have to say that for Victory Art as well, very current topic. We are currently in the middle of preparations of a huge exhibition in the Washington DC in the US, and it's going to be our first overseas exhibition ever. So this is very current topic we are solving within our team, within our company. And before we start, I would love to mention that even though we're going to focus mainly on visual artists today, this can still be partly applicable to different industries within creative business. So, as always, I would love to mention that these seminars are supported by Visegrad Fund, and we are collaborating on this art incubator with great mentors from other companies, Art Connect Society, Valentina Shihalik, GGW Gallery, you met 2 weeks ago, Paulina, and of course, Arigopsis Gallery. We're still finalizing the dates for the consultancies. So in terms of the dates, please stay tuned. We're still waiting for one mentor to give us specific dates. So it's not really up to us. We're trying to hurry up this process, but sometimes, we can do only what we can do. So please stay tuned. And I would love to mention that currently we're almost in the middle of our art incubator. And therefore, it means that we're going to share with you soon the second questionnaire, which is going to track basically your progress. So please make sure that you will share it with us. We're going to share it with you tomorrow in the email. So today's seminar content is about preparing creatives to showcase their work. This can be applicable not only to exhibitions, but this can be applicable to art fairs, or not only art fairs, different fairs, I would say. So as mentioned before, this is primarily for visual artists. However, you can think about all these tips, how you as a creative, as well within different industries, how you can catch attention of other people. We're going to partly talk about logistics. However, we're going to talk as well about different steps you should keep in your mind while preparing for something like this. A few things, of course, logistics, presentation, networking, marketing, follow-up, business development, thinking about strategic partnerships. These are a few topics we're going to cover today. So, first of all, when you're starting, you have to consider the team and audience of the place where you're going to either exhibit, you're going to maybe promote yourself, maybe if you're a dancer and you're going to participate in certain event, you really have to think about who is the target group, what target group is coming there, is it Gen Z, is it millennials, is it people who are, I don't know, in a higher range of earning income, or is it I don't know, first time home owners, is it people who just started working? You really have to think who is going to be there. Because let's say you're a painter and you want to price your artworks, you need to know what's the price range you can count with within this community of people you're targeting, and at the same time, what can be interesting to them. So last week, we discussed sustainability, and we discussed that millennials are especially sensitive about the topic of sustainability. So before you do this, make sure that you think about this. Think about as well political, racial, religious, gender appropriateness. Is it, well, this community, if you want to be really, let's say, more aggressive, or you want to really make a statement, think about the fact whether that particular community is able to understand and is able to acknowledge what you want to showcase. While you're doing this, it's good to test audience at the same time, a little bit, only a little bit. So make sure that you're going to think about the best works you did so far and you can showcase to this industry. However, put there a little bit something was not completely consistent with your works. Just something what can make the viewer stop and think, okay, what's happening here? Why is this different? And why should I think about it? And why should I maybe think about purchasing it? Just a little bit. Because if you showcase something what's very consistent, the viewer will get bored quickly. However, if there's something what requires special technique, or you're experimenting with new color or new medium, something different, maybe new topic, that can make the viewer really remember you. Choosing artworks should complement each other. So this is exactly what we were talking about. It should complement each other, and there should be some storytelling behind it. So that's as well connected with the theme. Okay, it has to be 95% should be consistent, and just a small spark of something different. You need to consider the limitations and opportunities which specific place, venue, or art fair offers you. So let's say if the venue doesn't have the best lighting, then this can be actually your advantage up to a certain point, right? Like, we need to be honest, you as an artist, you're probably still working on your technique because you're an emerging artist. And this can actually, let's say, having not the best lighting can help you out. Or yeah, you can just turn it into your advantage. Or maybe if your artworks are too small, then probably it's not the best to participate in certain exhibition or art fair, which offers a massive space. So really be very realistic about your participation. You need to keep the budget in the mind, because creating exhibition or participating in art fair is usually pricey. And if the participation fee is not crazy expensive, you really need to think about the production cost, you need to think about marketing cost, you need to think about logistics. Sometimes optionally about the insurance. However, insurance is a completely different topic, which we could talk about for another hour. However, that's as well a challenging topic. So really keep budget in mind. If there are possibilities for you to get a sponsorship or to get fund or grant, that's a really great way to go. You need to as well understand that even though majority of buyers, art buyers, or people who are scouting for talents, can be as well different industries, or who are scouting for potential partnerships, are making decisions mainly when they meet the person, when they see the work, when they see the talent. It still does not guarantee that you're going to sell anything on exhibition or art fair. Maybe it's your first time and people don't know about you and they have to get to know you. So thinking that, or having this mindset that I'm going to make an exhibition and I'm going to participate in art fair is automatically going to be profitable, that might not be the best way to go. Honestly, of course, it should not be that, oh, I'm not going to sell anything. No, we don't want that. However, I know a lot of galleries who participated in many art fairs, and it took them a while to become profitable. So really, be realistic. And while thinking about this, think as well about ways how to make it comfortable and simple for your clients to work with you. So if you are an, let's say, dancer, make sure that you have different offers for different events, that you give people something tangible what they can take with them, that they can understand your pricing, that they can understand you, your art. The same for the painters. If you are directly selling your art, think about different payment options. So is it going to be the invoice? Are they going to walk away directly with the artwork? If they do, is there going to be empty space on the wall? If they not, do they pay cash? Or do you send a QR code? Or do you use, there are like these small devices, sum up, you probably saw it somewhere. It's extremely simple to get it. I think it costs 20 euros. You can have it all the time with you. It can connect to your business account, maybe private account, but that's something where you would have to check. And you can have it all the time with you. People can directly pay. Very, very handy thing. Or are you going to offer some installments? What became actually a very popular way of getting artworks. So really make sure that when people come to you and they want to talk to you, they want to get something from you, that you have specific pricing in your mind and that you have as well way how to make it easy for them to pay. Because the more steps are there for them to actually pay or to acquire the artwork, the less likely they are to purchase. You need to be really empathetic. Just think about a shirt from random website you want to buy. If there are 10 steps of purchasing the shirt, then you probably will get bored in the middle and then you will start thinking, oh, do I really want this shirt? However, if it's simple, if there are like 2-3 steps, it's very quick, then it's much better for you. It's much better as well for the business. So really be empathetic towards your clients. So another topic which we need to cover is the presentation and framing for visual artists. However, for other creatives, presentation. You need to understand the target audience. You need to understand what you can offer within your limited budget in order to present yourself or to present your art in the best way possible. So if you're going to an art fair, it might be even your first art fair, but just make sure that there's some good quality framing. We don't want IKEA stuff. Everyone can see directly that it's IKEA. Everyone can see directly that high quality. And think as well about finishes, especially if you're a photographer. There's a big difference on what paper you're printing your art, on what paper you're developing your photos. It makes a huge difference. So really, really study your art, study yourself, study your technique, and get to know what works the best for you and for your art and for your vision. Another important thing, this is mainly for visual artists, it's about labeling your artworks. I have to say that the last time I was at the art fair, I was very, very surprised by way how some galleries decided to present their art. Some of them literally wrote with pencil on the wall the name of the artist, the title, dimensions, medium, and pricing. I have to say that some of the galleries did not even show the pricing. What's can be it can be a benefit, but I would say personally, from my experience, people prefer to know what they're supposed to pay directly than having this hidden price and then they're like questioning it. So in general, I would suggest you to really take this professionally. And I say this mistake with so many artists. They're missing just basic label. Creating label is probably the simplest thing ever. You can create it even for €1, like 12 labels. You can print it on your own printer. Having a good marketing can be extremely cheap. You can get high quality paper, and I mean cotton paper from Amazon. I think that's 20 pieces I paid last year, I think like 10 euros or something. So you can DIY so many things. But please really make sure that you present yourself professionally, whatever creative you are. And it doesn't have to cost a lot. It doesn't have to break your budget, your bank. So really think how you can achieve the most with the least. And of course, unless it really fits your quirky underground style of art, or there's like a specific topic, like feel free to be creative. However, if you are targeting, if you're selling your art for a certain price and you're targeting people who are coming there not only to visually experience or to be visually pleased by your art, but really having this connection and thinking more about your art, make sure that you pay attention towards the labeling, just towards proper displaying of your art. And what's another important thing is that you need to have at least one catalog for your booth, fair description, fair exhibition, whatever performance showcasing you're having. You need to have at least one good brochure, which is going to stay there, where people can see your pricing, they can get to know you, they can see the description. All these things are very important. And I still see that many artists don't have it. So think about it. Before you start with all these things, you need to think about other administrative or legal stuff, which are very important, and still a lot of artists don't know about it or forget about it. So you need to have an inventory list for your pieces. So title, description, dimensions, price. Sometimes people are putting even pictures, photos. Just make sure that you have the inventory list. Because if you are a person who is having artworks on different exhibitions, or you're doing multiple shows, or you're presenting yourself in different places, you will get confused. I can guarantee you it's going to be confusing. There might be even arguments with other people. Like all these things are unnecessary. So if you can have a proper documentation, make sure it's there. The same professional photographs for your catalog. If you expect someone to pay, I don't know, 200 euros per hour for your services, or you expect someone to pay 2,000 euros, 3,000 euros for your artwork, you need to present yourself well. I see it so many times that artists are just taking pictures with iPhone. That's not a problem, okay? Do it with iPhone, do it, I don't know, Samsung, whatever phone you want to do it. However, it has to have certain resolution. It has to, the picture has to show certain details. There has to be a good lighting when you're taking the picture. All these things are showcasing your professionality. So if you want to be seen as a professional, you really need to pay attention to these kind of things. The same promotional materials. when person comes to get to know you. There should be at least like a small business card they can take, or there should be a QR code that they can, I don't know, follow you on Instagram, or join or see you on LinkedIn or Facebook. Like there's so many different ways how you can still stay tuned, or they can sign up for your newsletters. But basically, there should be something what keeps you on their mind. And one of very adorable, cute things, what I personally really love, is a certificate of authenticity. Uh, Getting certificate of authenticity is pretty pricey thing. If you want to have it verified by a certain institution, if you're an emerging artist, it doesn't make sense for you. However, you can provide this kind of small certificate of authenticity. Sorry, I'm just checking message. This small thing, this small tiny detail, which will make the buyer feel more important. So just make sure that you have something like this. If you are not feeling comfortable of doing this, if you don't feel, or you actually want to do different things with the artwork you just sold, think about small tiny thing you can give to the buyer as a good thing, so they will remember you. So in terms of transporting your art, there are different packaging tips. I believe that we might have a seminar about it. It could be. However, it's completely different topic. A few things very quickly. Just make sure that they are properly wrapped, at least 2-3 layers of bubble wraps if you're a visual artist. And of course, you need to transport these kind of things. Make sure that when you're packing your artworks, they're not packed in like the last scraps and bits of the materials you find. But if you really need to transport them far away, and you need to use courier, you need to understand that they will not care about your art. Even if you put that it's fragile, they will not care. I personally had to deal multiple times with different issues because of the logistic companies who damage the artwork. So the more safe it's packed, the better for you, and the artwork should be really close to each other. So there should not be any room for them to move or to bump into each other. They should be like really, really tight. In terms of insurance, when you're basically sending artwork somewhere, majority of companies they offer insurance up to a certain amount. Sometimes you have to pay extra for it. However, I strongly suggest to pay extra for it. Really strongly suggest. Probably it's not going to cover everything. However, it might cover at least some cost of creation or something. We had a few times, actually, or no, specifically, it happened one time that we were sending a bunch of photographs after our first exhibition in Rotterdam to UK. And I don't remember like exactly the number, but let's say the package had 1 kilo. And when I was sending it, and when it arrived back to artists, the package had only 500 grams. So someone literally opened the package because it was insured, so they probably thought that, oh, it's like it's worth to take what's inside, but basically artist received only half of what she was supposed to receive. So then we complained. We got the refund. She got the refund, so everything ended up well. It was photographed, so she could print it again. It was not huge, massive damage. However, just make sure that you rather have it than not. Don't cheap out on this. And of course, as we mentioned last week, art industry is not the most sustainable industry. So if you have some storage options where you can, where basically you can keep your artworks, you can keep your artworks around the place where you're exhibiting, or you can find better ways how to move the artworks between the exhibitions or between places. I would strongly suggest to do that. It just will save you money. It will save you hassle. So just great thing to do. Coming back to presenting yourself. Of course, artistic statement and bio. This is something what Ari Kupsus mentioned to you a month ago, so we're not going to discuss this anymore. But make sure that you write a good, powerful text. It should be concise. It should be straightforward. Please don't create or like don't use over the top words which people will not understand. Please make sure that it as well matches the exhibition theme, that is relevant. Because if your exhibition is about freedom, but you're writing or like your statement is about women, it just doesn't make sense. And of course, make sure that you highlight the biggest achievements of you as an artist, because that increases your price, and that gives people the feeling of credibility that, oh, I should really get artwork by this artist because I believe that it's gonna gain value, or I believe in this artist. So make sure that it's really there. And I don't mean that put there free pages of every single group exhibition you ever participated, or every single rehearsal or then show you did. No, but it should pinpoint the best ones. I would keep it like half page max. I wouldn't go more than that. At the same time, make sure that you will prepare your elevator pitch. There is a really great video by Simon Sinek. I think it's what, how, why. There's like this kind of target. No, actually, it's why, how, what. Yeah, it's the other way around. And this is actually a really great video for you to get inspired to create this elevator pitch. And so you should not bore people with a lot of information about you. They don't have to know that when you were in primary school, you started attending some art academy. They don't care. Okay, no one cares. That's just reality. You need to focus on the most important things for your client or for your partners. So make sure that 1 to 2 minutes. I think 2 minutes is already too much. Just 1 minute. A little bit about your work. A little bit about your vision. What makes you unique? And the more you are practicing it, the better you will get. So feel free to as well do it with your friends. Feel free to do it with your family. And trust me, at some point it's going to be like this. You will even not think about did you have to talk to other people? Did you have to really share it with other people? It will just be like waking up and like drinking water. So it will be super natural to you. Please dress for the occasion. There are moments when you can be more casual, but when you want to present yourself, when you want to get clients, when you want to get partnerships, it's probably not a good way when to be casual. I'm not saying that you shouldn't, I don't know, keep your unique style. Maybe if you are a person who is very extravagant, tune it down a bit, but make sure that you dress for the occasion, that you look professional, because people will judge you. One of the artists who I know, I actually saw the artist last year on art fair, and the art fair it wasn't the opening of the art fair. However, it was still, it wasn't the most casual event. It was a really good art fair, and the artist was exhibiting. They're really great artist, very prominent artist. He had his mentor there. He had his patron there. He had curator. There was like a team of people. Everyone, pretty nicely dressed, and the artist was there in shirt and leather jacket. It wasn't appropriate. So please make sure that you dress appropriately because you don't want to stand out in this negative way. So before you start setting up your booth, before you start preparing the exhibition, you need to think about balancing the aesthetics and accessibility. Whether you're, I don't know, just showcasing your services or whether you're showcasing your art, it's crucial that people are able to understand it quickly, to get to the information or to the art quickly, and that it will just make visually sense, that it visually connects. Especially if you're a painter, visual artist, and you are having a booth in the art fair, it's very important that it matches the style. Let's say you can have, let's say, colors which are like really, going against each other and they're not very pleasurable for the eye. You need to be empathetic towards people there, okay? If you want to stand out, feel free to do it, but make sure that it makes sense for people and they will, when they come around, they will feel interested, not triggered. We already discussed the signage, business card, QR code. I would just suggest you to leverage marketing as much as it is possible. And these days, you can really do it amazingly on a budget. So having an excuse that you didn't have budget for marketing doesn't work these days anymore. So really make sure that you properly prepare it. If you don't know how to prepare it, I think that we are going to share a checklist with you tomorrow. So probably there's going to be partly there something. However, you can find plenty of resources online. So just make sure that you do your research. And of course, if you are, especially if you are on the art fair, there will be probably some fair guidelines. So I would strongly suggest you to double check it because you will be limited up to certain level. So you don't have to be afraid to approach visitors. If someone comes, feel free just to greet them. Feel free to give them a business card. Tell them that if they need something, you're there to share the knowledge, to support them during their decision making. But just it's good to acknowledge their presence, but you don't have to jump on them directly and just tell them the elevator page and just like going directly. Yeah, that's just too much. But just make sure that you're polite, you acknowledge them, they see you there, they understand your presence, they can enjoy art. And if they like it, they usually start talking about it or they start being curious, interested, and then you can go full mode. It's good to as well ask questions when you already when there's already this conversation going on. You can get to know them a little bit more. You can start sensing what target group they belong to. Is it first time buyers or is it I don't know, maybe someone from company who's looking for partnerships? You never know, but by talking to them, you can understand more who are there. And sometimes there might be as well people who are wasting your time. It's usually people. Yeah, I think that you kind of can sense it at some point. But of course, I think that's kind of normal that you need to prioritize people, right? If especially if you're on the art fair or opening of exhibition or whatever fair, whatever opening party, I don't know where you are. You need to choose who you're talking to. So make sure that you spend your time with people who can really connect you with someone. Very good thing is to promoting your presence or promoting what you're doing in advance. Behind the scenes, pictures, videos, great thing. If you have good social media following, you can utilize it there. If you have a newsletter, you can utilize it there. It's good to as well have these brochures, small brochures pre-prepared. I promised you that this week I'm going to show you this small A4 brochure. I can't see it right now, so I will make sure that during our next webinar I'm going to show you. But you can literally print A4 and make a great brochure out of it. If you can bring someone there to be your support, to help you out, to capture the event, to just talk to people. It's amazing. It's a huge help because especially for artists, the communication with many people during the opening, I'm not even talking about the art fairs. It can be very difficult or challenging. Your energy can probably get drained very quickly. You can become low on energy quickly. So having extra support who can talk to other people for you or someone who is just like taking photos, videos, preparing content is great. And of course, when you are on different fairs, it's great to engage as well with other fellow professionals because in creative industries, the best way to go is to build the connections. And I'm not going to guarantee you that you will definitely get something out of those connections. However, there is very high chance that in the long run you will benefit out of it. So I would still suggest you to talk to other artists, curators, collectors, because you never know who can become your partner or your client. It's good as well to ask questions which can trigger certain deeper conversations. So, for example, what are their upcoming plans? Maybe they are looking for something what you have. So try to really find this good connection together. And when you are having certain event, it's great to invite your professional circle. I know many artists, I know many creatives who are consistently inviting the same people from their network who are sharing knowledge about their art or their work to other people. So it's good to really nurture these connections. Probably you will not have that much time to share real updates. However, that's why it's good to have some support, some external support who can handle the real-time updates, tagging other relevant organizations or people, maybe connecting with these people via LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, whatever social media you are on or your target group is on. But just really make sure that you can leverage this social media. It happened many times as well in our work that someone was checking what we were doing for a long time, and then they came 2 years afterwards, and then we made something work. We created some collaboration or sold something or did different things. So make sure that you stay somehow connected and that you follow up. So if you're sending some personalized emails or messages, not only to people you're nurturing, but as well to the new one, just telling them thank you so much for for showing up there. You can even invite them to your next event, or maybe you can invite them to your studio. You can invite them to your performance. There are different ways how we can follow up on these people. They might show up, they might not. But if you will be consistent with following up on them, I promise you, at some point they will show up. They will definitely show up at some point. So make sure that you are very much consistent with it. And I see that a lot of artists underestimate the consistency. However, it's such a good thing to keep it up. So of course, some housekeeping things. We will deliver to you all the details tomorrow, including the worksheet, presentation, video, and questionnaire. You have a week to work on it. You get what you give. So if you really will think about it, you will really strategize about your next upcoming performance, event, art fair, exhibition, whatever you're preparing, you will be able, of course, to get more out of your event. Before we're gonna jump to questions, please keep your questions on your mind. You can write it in the chat. There was already one question by Alyssa, so I'm going to come back to it. However, I want to mention that that next week there is going to be another seminar, Funding Art, Legal and Financial Perspective by GJW. I believe that this seminar is not going to be done by Paulina, however, by her colleague. Uh, it's going to be definitely amazing. 7 p.m. Don't miss out. We're going to share with you a reminder. And right now, there is room for questions and answers. And I would love to elaborate on Alyssa's question. Alyssa, I would suggest you to write us email directly and let us know what was the last time you received this email, because I know that in our system there are two emails you have shared with us, or maybe you signed up twice. I don't know, but I saw it 2 times. It might be that our email went into spam, but we were definitely sharing it with everyone. But please message us at victory@victoryart.eu so we can fix it, and it's going to be okay for the next time. Are there any other questions at the moment? Suggestions, complaints, or anything?
Hi, Victoria, thanks again for the nice presentation. May I ask one question, maybe?
Of course.
Yeah, okay. So just maybe I would be quite interested to, because I think you talked a lot about from the perspective of an artist, and one of the biggest curiosities I've always had And I've been quite lucky myself. For example, I've been to Art Basel before, and one of the things that has always really kind of intrigued me is the mind of the gallery owners and perhaps, people in your position who either are representing artists or just there to um, present something. So maybe what's going on or what's going through the minds of people who have actually who bring organizations, who bring galleries there, when it comes to setting up your brand, setting up your store, setting up your art. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to be very honest here. When gallery or when the representation is going to such kind of art fair, especially this more prominent one, Basel, then there's Stefaf and Fries, for example, Art Fries, you pay extremely high amount of money just to get there. We are not, this is just the participation fee. We're not even talking about logistics, administration, fee, of course, like artist fee, gallery fee, production of everything. You need to, these people, they always make sure that as many things as possible are set in advance and as many things as possible go smoothly. So if you are investing so much, such a massive amount of time and money into something like that, you really think about ROI, so return on investment. You really think whether you are able to find the right clients. So especially within these fairs, people are very selective who they are talking to, and you can see that they always have like certain bottles of champagne or someone somewhere hidden with glasses and etc. But they're very selective. And before they come to this art fair, I know that there are two types of organizations. One type of organizations are the organizations who are bringing all their stuff to these art fairs, and these art fairs are extremely intense, very, very intense, because I think the opening times is like from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Like it's imagine the amount of people that are coming there. So that's one thing, that they're either bringing their own staff or they are bringing other support staff. I know, especially in Netherlands, galleries which are coming from abroad, they're asking art students to actually join them and help them out during these art fairs. However, the key for both of these groups is that galleries, they provide certain training in order for these people to be able to help them to sell those artworks. So once you are there, the key is to start, if not sell, at least start the selling process. And the start of the selling process can be either through certain marketing, so through brochure, through getting the contacts, contact of the people who seem to be potential buyers. They're trying to get to know them, because some of the people who are coming, especially to these more prominent art fairs, are not the buyers directly, but are the representatives of those buyers. So sometimes galleries don't have to necessarily sell a lot of amount of artworks directly. However, they get the connection to that art dealer, maybe that art seller, that curator, and through their network they're able to leverage the connections and even sell more. It's important who they're exhibiting, so they are trying not to have completely the same artist. However, I have to say that from my previous experience, I saw it that, for example, on one art fair, I saw one artist in 10 different galleries, in 10 different booths. So it's as well, it's like no, it's a bit too much, but they are really trying to have something unique and some unique artwork which is going to stand out, especially during these art fairs. you are trying to have at least one which is going to attract a lot of people, a huge attention, some really famous name. Did I answer exactly?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Was this what
Thank
you
you.
were looking for?
Yeah, yeah. I think the point about I definitely noticed this part as well that the buyers are almost never there. Sometimes it's more the agents and the curators and the representatives that are actually trashing out the deals and all that.
Mhm.
But also the fact that yeah, like it's such a how do you call it? It's such a wild environment to be in this process of actually witnessing people dealing with the artworks, and it's very much it's very little to do with the artwork sometimes. It's basically a huge business the moment you enter into these kinds of fairs. But we're talking about one of the very top five largest fairs in the world. So I guess if it exists in a smaller scale, maybe it's not as crazy as that. Although my experience in Art Basel was incredible, it was amazing.
Mhm.
Just to be able to witness all these
Mhm.
things going on. And I guess, the realization at the end of it is that, oh, okay, yeah, at the end of the day, it is still kind of a business, and people are there really to make money, outside of the beauty of the artwork, of course. Yeah. But
Yes.
thank you, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, this is really good point, Jason, what you just mentioned. I think that we can elaborate on it. So, when I'm saying during these seminars that you are emerging artists or emerging creatives, there's a reason why I'm saying it. And you can still be emerging artist even though you're painting for 5 years. But there are different kind of markets. So I'm going to generalize the creative or art market, specifically art market. So there is the affordable art market, which is usually up to depends what country we're looking at, but usually it's somewhere between 5 to 10. It's up to 5 or 10,000 euros. Then you have middle market, which is a bit more wider. That one can be up to 200,000 euros, and then you have the high-end market, which are usually artworks above 200,000 euros. So, especially, yeah, what we're seeing at these bigger art fairs, they usually have the middle or really high-end one, and especially during in this high-end art market, exactly how you said, it's usually business. It's a really harsh dealing with art. It's partly the beauty of art or like thinking about the quality of the artwork, but usually it's not. Usually it's really about the investment and how liquid or illiquid the or like what easily to be sold artwork it can be, or what the ROI can be there. So yeah, it's completely different market, and it's astonishing to see it and to yeah just negotiate with it. And I don't know if you heard about it or some of the participants heard about it, but there's another very interesting thing within art fair, and it's tax-free. I forget the name. Yeah, tax-free warehouses, which I think that they are free in the world. One is in Luxembourg, one is somewhere in Switzerland, I think Geneva, and then one is in Hong Kong, and that's
Yeah.
completely another level of dealing with art and just being in art industry and buying high-end art.
I've seen a lot of videos talking about those warehouses with regards to, like, the money laundering side of things. Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, maybe not so positive.
Well, if you want, if you own one of those artworks within the warehouse, then it's definitely a positive thing.
Yeah.
But yes, it can be another level or another layer of art
Mm,
industry which we are not really talking here about. But it's
mm.
definitely great for artists and for all creatives to know that uh, that even though we are focusing on more affordable art market and on emerging creatives, then there are different layers to the creative market, and that it's good to have certain knowledge of it.
Thank you.
Totally. Are there any other questions at the moment? No questions. Okay. Well, in that case, I would love to say thank you so much to everyone who participated today. We're going to talk about the legal and financial aspect of art industry next week with our partners GJW. So I'm looking forward to meet you next week, Wednesday, 7 p.m. again. And don't forget that we're going to share with you the questionnaire and additional materials tomorrow morning. Have a great evening. Bye.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.